Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hi, there's Jackie Bros.
And I'm Dunlap. Welcome to the... Are you supposed to say that?
It don't make no difference to me.
It's been 8 years and I don't remember. I waited and I opened my beer can.
Yeah, I got your cold beer.
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the spot. What are you drinking, Jackie?
Just a little. I did drink a little.
Is it juice?
Cranberry juice, yeah.
But I thought we were going to get rid,
I can't do that every day like you do. Last night I had a few little sipping whiskey doing all that, but I can't do it every time.
Southern man, party. We're going to get down and
You
dirty
don't
in the
drink a
South.
beer. I just drink this little cranberry juice. I like the flavor, I like the taste of it.
Jackie, that's going to disappoint so many people. Or people always say,
I don't care who it disappoints, what they like. Yeah.
you drinking like a.
If you won't be a big dumb clown everybody laugh at, get drunk all the time, you going to do it. That's fine. People
I don't
like that
need
sort of
your
thing.
permission to be a big dumb clown, get
Well.
drunk, everybody laugh at. This is America.
Well,
I do what I want.
That's
You
right.
go on and drink your Morgan Fairchild yacht drink.
oh, hell, I just got a little cranberry juice. Good Lord. I ain't going to sit there and going to put me down because I'm up there in age. You need to have a little cranberry juice every day.
You having kidney problems?
No, hopefully I don't. I don't know. That's the reason I drink it.
My kidneys are A-OK.
Well,
I'm going to keep pounding these down.
I give them plenty of work, yeah.
Well, that's why they're so good. They don't lay around getting lazy.
That's right, yeah.
They got to work.
Well, go on, yeah. I ain't got a problem with you.
Well, I just wanted everybody to know that I was drinking. People like it. Like, people get turned on when they see a man drinking.
Oh, hell.
Because it shows them that this is a dude who don't care what nobody else thinks. He's going to have a good time. Maybe he's got some stuff he's working through.
All that just from something you're holding in your hand.
It's cool when it's podcast starts and it goes cool.
All right, we going. All right, fine.
That is cool as hell.
Yes.
I don't know how many of my friends said, man, when you start, what you ought to do is...
Oh, you trying to be cool for teenagers? How old are you? You drinking a beer is cool. I do what?
It don't matter how
I
old
ain't thought about beer, whether it's cool or not, since I was 15 years old, and you sip some of your daddy's back in. Yes, you want little kids listen to this? Hell, they ain't listen to it. Grown man drink a beer wherever the hell he wants. It ain't cool. Ain't nothing cool about it.
It is cool.
No.
It's real cool.
I
drink
don't
beer,
think
I'm
of
cool.
it that way. I don't think of it that way. If people won't think it's cool that you drink, I know like old George Jones, it's fun to tell stories.
Cool as hell.
But he'd know better than ever be sitting on one of these.
Charlie Sheen. Cool.
Charlie Sheen, hell.
All these people, cool. All the people in the beer commercials are cool.
Well,
Cool. Them teenagers I hang out with in the Walmart parking lot, they told me, I made them. I said, come here, get in my car, listen to my podcast. I plug it in, they get in there, and, they stay for 3 or 4 minutes. They got stuff to do. They're busy teenagers, is what they say. Although it's usually like they say, oh, we'll be back. We got to go somewhere. I hang out there another 2-3 hours, and they come back.
well.
And I'm like, where'd y'all go? And they're like, oh, you're still here.
You a grown man. You don't need to be hanging out with teenagers. Don't
Well,
need to be doing
it's
that.
like a focus group, Jackie. So I played the podcast for them.
Oh, hell. Ain't no teenager won't listen to this.
And they said, that's cool, man. You got podcasts. How old are you? And I said, how old do you think I am? They said, 56. I said, no, I'm basically your age.
Well,
They said, well, you know what would be cooler? This is where I got the idea. When you start the podcast, if we heard you opening up a beer. And they said, you should have like some bong water noises.
oh, hell. Ain't going to have no...
Exhale.
Ain't no kind of water like that on the premises here. I know. Ain't no teenager listening to this. Hell, they pulling one on you there.
Well, those were good ideas regardless.
Well, you right about teenagers like a beer. That's who thinks that's cool. I know they ain't listening
It
to this.
is
but
cool. I don't know why
remember
you keep saying that.
I used to donate all of these. Remember back in the day when they come to the store, They don't have them on TV no more. That dog, Bud Light dog.
Oh, yeah. Spuds MacKenzie.
Spuds MacKenzie, yeah. So they bring all sorts of displays down here back in. You know, they drive around. They had all these Spuds MacKenzie dogs all over the store here. Of course, I donated all of them. I didn't want them here. They were cute. They said, I will leave this here. I said, sure. So I sold as many as I could. And then by the time everybody had one of those Spuds MacKenzie, you know, sponsored dogs, it's just dogs, you know, they just put out to the store for people to buy it. I give them all to the schools, and they'd had a raffle, raise money, you know, get kids to sell magazines, win this Spuds MacKenzie.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was still in high school. I didn't win a Spuds MacKenzie. I come in second. I won an Alex from Stroh's.
Did you get Alex from Stroh? Yeah. But yeah, kids always like things like that. Little animal, you put an animal on a drink.
Drink a beer. That's funny. Chicken. Don't matter what kind of animal
It really don't
is.
matter, yeah. Any
Gorilla?
animal. Dog, everybody like a dog. That's
Dog
the
is the
one,
best
yeah.
one. That's number one.
Yeah, dog with a beer. Anytime you take a picture, you know, something like that, I'll put on the Facebook thing. Dog sitting with a beer. Everybody likes that.
We should just change our name to Dogs with Beer.
Well, yeah.
I remember them Spuds MacKenzie standees.
Yeah.
We had a bunch
Well,
of them.
there was standees, and there's also some made out like stuffed animal, plush ones or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of those you give away, I think, wound up down in a shop at school because we had them hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
And we had
School.
the standees, and we drew like big dicks on him, and
Hey!
we took them out back.
All right, I don't need to hear all
It's
that.
from when they let you.
I didn't donate all them Spuds MacKenzie dolls to the school for students like you to deface. I did to help raise money and plus just put a smile on some of y'all's faces. And y'all do something like that. It's pitiful.
I drew a big old dude
All right.
in Spud's mouth.
Enough. Beer's enough for him. That's what the dog likes, beer. Don't give him none of them drugs.
you don't-
Dog just wants beer.
You don't need to tell Spuds MacKenzie. He's the ultimate party animal. A beer is not
Oh,
enough.
hell.
He needs a little dude.
No, he don't.
He's some pills.
That ain't something for kids to just leave a dog at the beer. That's enough. Don't give him all that.
I drew a little balloon to Spuds MacKenzie's mouth and said, I'm high as hell.
All right, I don't need to hear that. Pitiful.
I'm like Charles Schultz.
Pitiful.
And then we take this when they let you shoot at school, you know, before all the unfortunate incidents.
Well, yeah.
And we'd take our guns out, and you know, I wasn't allowed to have a gun. My daddy didn't think it was a good idea, and even if he'd let me, then probably most of the kids at school would have frowned upon it too. But the kids who did have guns, the cool kids, they'd sneak some beer and sneak their guns out, and we'd go back in the field behind the school, and we'd shoot them plush
Ow.
dogs, and we'd go pull, and somebody throw up a Spuds, and cow.
Oh, hell. Those, at least you're getting some learning from it from that way. Just drawing dirty stuff on it don't make no sense. Using it as target practice, at least you're learning a skill. You're learning something.
Art and guns
Well,
and beer.
I don't know what learning the art's going to do you in the world, but
I learned how to draw a
you
dude.
got to learn how to shoot a damn gun.
Especially at school. Self-defense.
Well, back in for, you know, somebody ruined it.
Wow, ruin everything.
I don't know. That's what the world. Somebody got something moving along fine, everything working out well.
Doesn't that sound perfect?
happened.
What we just described, Jackie. The kindly old man at the store giving away to children the little stuffed animals and posters of a dog that encourages drinking among children. And in those children, creating teachable moments for themselves at school, drawing, shooting, drinking.
That's what this world used to be, and it was a better place back then. That's what it is.
You know, Reagan.
Yeah, Reagan, right there.
And a little Bush. But
A little bit, not it.
Reagan gets the credit.
Yeah, well, of course.
Oh, man, I'm getting nostalgic.
It's a sad world we're living in.
I guess I tried to tell these teenagers at the Walmart parking lot what it used to be like. They don't want to
Leave
hear
them
it.
Teenagers alone. You don't need to be talking to them. They don't know what it's like. They don't want to know what it's like.
They on their phones.
Well, that's what all kids like. Their phones.
I said, can you pull up my old high school yearbook on that phone? They didn't answer me.
Well, yeah.
But I bet you can if you know where to look. Some of them kids real smart, computer smart. But I showed them I can draw a doobie better than any of them.
All
We had a
right.
contest. I said,
All
hey, let's have a
right.
contest. I won.
Don't need to be drawing doobies anywhere, whether little kids too old to behave that way. Hell,
Hey, maybe we should have an 80s theme. We can talk about Margaret Thatcher next.
well, it's just passed away, old
Maggie Thatcher.
That's the only woman that Reagan, besides Nancy, truly loved. That's Margaret Thatcher right there. Not in the same way, but a woman he respected. That was one of them right there.
What about his mother?
Well, she done passed on. You get to an age where you move on past that.
What about Jane? You move on past loving your mother?
You love her, but she ain't
He's just more
not
of
as
a
much
burden.
influence.
Something you got to deal with.
Well, when they get up in age, like,
Who's calling me now?
Well,
Oh.
but anyway, Margaret Thatcher, I was sad to see her go. Yeah, and a friend of Reagan's, a friend of mine.
Any friend of Reagan?
Well, except that Mr. T. I don't like him.
What you got against Mr. T?
I don't. He crazy. I don't have nothing to do with him. He always look mean to me like he's mad about something. I don't want to be around somebody mad all the damn time.
Mr. T was scary for about 30 seconds when Rocky III came out. And
When
that
it
was
first come, but I'm just saying, every time he talks about something, he's mad about it. Even when it's not, I just don't want to be around him.
I had Mr. T cereal. It was delicious.
Well.
You think that's... You can't have a scary man.
I don't hate him. I just don't want to be his friend. I mean,
You wouldn't want to hang out with Mr. T. You are insane. Well, they're driving down the road. Man, I tell you what, if I pulled up in the Walmart parking lot and I had Mr. T in the back seat, the kids would be like, oh, Dunlap, you're the coolest. You're the coolest. And I'd say, hey, look what me and Mr. T just drew on this Spuds MacKenzie poster.
all right, he wouldn't do that. I may not like the way he sounds all the time, but I know he wouldn't behave like that.
He wouldn't
Mr.
do
T's
it.
got more sense than that.
He wouldn't do it if he was talking to like
All
kindergartners.
right.
But if he was on his own Mr. T time, taking a break, he'll draw doobie or whatever he
Enough,
wants
all
to.
right, enough. I don't want to mess. Trying to say something nice about Margaret Thatcher. We talked about Miss T. I didn't mean to bring it up like that.
I tell you this about Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah,
Difference between England and America.
yeah, there's a lot of differences.
In England, when somebody dies, we'd be a lot nicer about it in America. In America, let me start over. Here's the difference between England and
What?
America. In America, now shit. Let me look on this napkin.
What?
In England, screw it.
What the hell are you trying to say?
And they got real mad at Margaret Thatcher. The people who didn't like her got real mad because she died.
They
Not
got
'cause
mad.
she died.
She's dead. They're happy when she died.
They played, this is a big deal, the BBC had to decide whether or not to play Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead, because it became a #1 record in the country this week from people downloading the song because they hate Margaret Thatcher so much. Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead.
Well, they ain't got no respect over there.
See, the difference between America and England is we're a lot nicer to you in America when you die,
After you're dead, yeah.
but when you're alive, a lot more people threaten to assassinate you.
Well,
But in America, when Richard Nixon died, they weren't playing a bunch of anti-Nixon songs.
no, sir. No, sir. Nobody said.
When
everybody
Gerald
went-
Ford died, nobody said a bunch of anti-Gerald Ford stuff.
Nope. Not a word.
When Ronald Reagan died, people were pretty nice about it for the
Yeah.
most part.
For the most part, but what some people, they hold the tongue, you know. I mean, in some cases, I don't understand. Like when Ted Kennedy died, that didn't make no sense to me.
People should have been mean to him.
I mean, I know it makes sense that he died. That made every bit of sense in the world. But I'm saying,
If you just judge by the color of your face, he should have
Come
died
on,
years
everybody
ago.
look at him. I don't mean to be rude. The man shouldn't be outside like that. But that, the way all Republicans talked about him after he died.
They were real nice, mostly.
Well, he was trying to destroy the damn country for an end, and then all of a sudden, well, he this and that, and I don't understand. See, you just don't say nothing. That's what I was always raised. If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Don't play act.
Well, there was a lot of debate on the internet this week about whether you should, if you truly believe somebody destroyed your country, should you be nice about it when they die? Should you just sort of hint, although controversial, or should you just let it rip, play ding dong?
Well, in America, like I said, we have respect.
But is that a good thing?
I think respecting somebody, hold your tongue for a day. Let them put them in the ground. Then say whatever you want, but just give them a day. Give them a damn day or two, yeah.
And then, like, next week you can be like,
go right back to it. Whatever. That'd be fine with me. I don't listen to half that stuff anyway.
You don't listen to Ding Dong, a Witch is Dead?
No, I would. Why would I want to listen to that?
What you got against the Wizard of Oz now?
It's for little children. I ain't gonna watch it. You got little children who want to watch it, put it on, but I ain't gonna look at it. I don't want to listen to a song from it. And I don't like that, I do like Margaret Thatcher. So I wouldn't do that out of respect for her. It's rude.
Well, she's dead.
Yeah. Passed on.
Hey, speaking of music, what about that Accidental Racist song? Brad Paisley?
I ain't listened to it.
You know who Brad Paisley is, right?
I know who Brad Paisley is. He all right, I guess. Heard a couple things, but I'm not going to listen to that.
Why not? Why you say it like there's a reason not to?
Well, it ain't got nothing to do with the racist stuff. It's just there's rapping in it.
Oh.
That ain't a country song to me. If a country song got rapping in it.
What about Cowboy Troy?
He's a nice fella. I like him just fine. But I don't sit around and listen to it. That ain't country music.
Kid Rock?
I like his politics. He looked like a dirty hippie, but he seemed like he got his head on straight for somebody,
I should have actually researched this before I brought up Kid Rock, but since it's a podcast, I guess it's okay. I think I saw a headline on something where he said he's embarrassed to be a Republican. Did you say anything about that?
Well, I'm embarrassed that he is a Republican.
Well, I guess it all works out.
Yep.
Accidental Racist, Jackie. This caused a huge furor on the internet this week.
Well, everybody talk about this and that, and they say, Jackie, you heard that song or TV? And I said, I ain't going to listen to it.
Well, some people could say that you not wanting to listen to rap is racist.
It's just, it ain't got nothing to do with me being racist. I just don't like the rap music. I got to listen to it all the damn time. It's in every commercial. It's all over the place. I never liked it back when it come around. I just don't like the way it sounds. It ain't got nothing to do with who does it. But there's many white people and Mexicans that rap as there are black people nowadays. Everybody's rapping. I don't like it.
I think the majority of people rapping are black people, though. So if you say...
I seen white people rap. I seen Mexican people rap. I seen old white ladies. Everybody raps. Everybody.
One movie you're talking about.
It was all sorts of different things. Everybody. Dana Perino was rapping.
Where was she rapping?
On Fox.
What was she rapping about?
I don't know. I turned the channel as quick as I could.
How was her flow?
I don't even know what that is. I'm just saying, everybody got a rap nowadays. So I don't like it. Forgive me, sue me, whatever. But I ain't a racist. I just don't like listening to it.
Okay. But don't you think if you say you don't like something and it's a thing that only black people do?
Oh, but it ain't. I just said it ain't.
Well, I guess that's not true because you could say, I don't like basketball. Nobody's going to go, you're racist.
Yeah, same thing right there, yeah.
Everybody's playing basketball these days.
Yep.
Dana
it's
Perino.
The same thing. Dana Perino, I don't know if she sure was rapping on TV.
She can do anything.
Well, She's a talented lady. I just think her talents are better suited elsewhere than rapping on TV. I just think
she can rap.
Well,
she can do free throws. Have you ever seen her? There's video online of her when she was, I guess, in college to make extra money, put her way through school. I'm sure she went to one of them egghead schools. She was a one-man band.
Well, yeah.
Cymbals between her knees, big bass drum, just kazoo.
Yeah, good for her. She, like I said,
she can do anything.
She's a talented lady. I ain't saying that. I'll look at everything else, but when you start rapping, I'm going to change the channel.
She was on Chopped. She did really well.
Well,
she can do anything. Accidental Racist, Jackie.
Yeah.
So you hadn't heard it, so you don't know whether it's racist or...
Well, people are upset about it, this and that, but like I said, it's a country song, or supposed to be a country song with rap in it, and that don't make no sense. So,
well, people are saying that it's sort of naive, misguided, possibly racist.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at it. I figure if there's a country song about race and it causes this much controversy, that you and I should take a look at it.
Well, I'll look at it. I don't want to listen to it. That's different. Yeah.
So to accommodate Jackie's racist ears, we won't play the song on here, but what we'll do is we're going to go line by line, dissect Accidental Racist featuring LL Cool J, and see if it's racist, if it sets race relations back, if it's starting a conversation, if this is good, if these two guys are
all right,
rich, privileged, closed off, and don't know what's actually happening down on the streets. But we're going to take it line by line.
All right,
examine the nuance and the subtext.
Just read the words to it, and I'll tell you if I think it's racist or not. That's all what you said we're going to do. Just do it. All right, I tell you.
Dive into it, and we're really going to study it.
I ain't leaning either way. I ain't just because I don't like rap. I ain't leaning either way. Whether this song racist or not, I'm going to listen to it first time. We'll figure it out.
Here's the first line.
I tell you what I think anyway, yeah.
To the man that waited on me at the Starbucks down on Main.
What?
I hope you understand.
Hold up. It's supposed to be a country song.
Yes.
It's got rapping in it, and they talk about Starbucks.
That's the first line.
I don't want to hear any more of this then.
It's a country song where they start
off. It ain't
off.
Country song. Why is a country song starting off with Starbucks in it? It don't matter which way it's going now.
I can't read any more lyrics even?
What the hell? You said it's a country song. And they said, well, there's rap in it. I said, all right, I'll give you this much. And in the first damn line of the song, it's singing about Starbucks. That ain't even... How could it even be considered rap in it and Starbucks? How can anybody even say this is a country song we talking about here?
Hank Williams wouldn't go to no Starbucks.
Oh, hell. Who the hell is... we worked a hard day today, boys, out in the field. Do you want to get a cold beer? No, sir. Sound like I'm talking to slaves. I didn't mean to sound that way. I meant just regular cowboy boys
accidental.
Out in the field.
You was accidentally racist.
I accidentally said that. I didn't mean nothing by it. They wouldn't offer the slaves beer. They wouldn't do it.
No, that is a recipe for disaster if you were a slave owner.
Well, they wouldn't have done that back then. But no, so you said, we worked hard today, got that job done. Put shoes on all the horses, everything. Y'all want cold beer? Or you want to go Starbucks? I won't go Starbucks. I ain't going to listen to that. That ain't a country song. It ain't.
I'm glad Johnny Cash is dead. He'd go into Starbucks and kick out the Frappuccino machine.
He wouldn't go in there to tear it up.
Hank Williams would drive his Cadillac, hopped up on pills, through the front window.
Well,
just horrible CDs flying everywhere.
Wouldn't have nothing to do with it. No country music I ever listened to in my life is going to mention Starbucks.
I didn't even get to the part where he stops by Whole Foods.
What?
So, This song is a non-starter for you. It's not even worthy of our further consideration.
It might as well be racist. I ain't gonna listen to it.
Hey, it is a good way if you want to make songs. I don't know.
I don't want to talk about it. Yeah.
Brad Paisley looks like he goes Starbucks, though.
Yeah.
I guess there was a black guy working the counter at Starbucks.
What?
I don't know.
In the song, you mean?
Or was he a customer?
I don't know nothing about
I gotta
it.
go read this again.
Why? No, I don't want to read it again. I don't want to go into Starbucks.
To the man that waited on me at the Starbucks down on Main.
Hell.
He's not. It could just be a white guy who's like, "Why are you wearing that?" He's wearing a Confederate flag shirt. But he doesn't. He says, when I put on this T-shirt, the only thing I meant to say is I'm a Skinner fan. I hope you understand that. Red flag on my chest somehow is like the elephant in the corner of the South, which I guess is Florida. But he's not just wearing a rebel. People say he's wearing a rebel flag shirt. I mean, he'd have to be wearing a Leonard Skinner shirt with the rebel flag on it. Otherwise, he's just putting on a Confederate flag shirt saying, I like Leonard Skinner. That's just asking for it.
Well, this day and age, people don't like looking at that thing. I'm going to say this song's racist right now.
Well, Leonard Skinner.
Number one, you don't need to go on to Starbucks. And number two, if he's going into Starbucks to start something, then...
Why would you go in? That's the worst place in the world.
I want to, even if you country boys sometimes get out of hand, have a good time, blow off some steam, you won't go down to honky tonk get a few beers in you. Maybe get in a fight and everybody make up afterwards. You don't put on a Confederate flag and go into Starbucks.
Who would,
like asking for it. He probably went to the Starbucks in the black part of town. Like, put that shirt on, drove on down there. Watch this. I'm going to say this song racist.
You saying Brad Paisley said that? He said,
I don't know what he said. Everything you describing to me.
Well, he puts on his shirt, and then he says, this flag is the elephant in the corner of the South. Looking like, I'm just a proud rebel son with an old can of worms. Looking like I got a lot to learn. But from my point of view... You
ain't proud nothing in Starbucks. You ain't Southern proud of anything in Starbucks.
If you are a proud rebel son, you probably make your own coffee on a campfire with the ground still in.
Well, I don't know about that. Go into...
Well, that's the way you're talking.
Dogs is somewhere to get coffee. If there's nothing wrong with drinking coffee, but you go in and wait in line for coffee... at Starbucks. Pitiful.
I hadn't even got to the rapping part.
I don't want to hear rapping part.
It'd be funny if a whole rapping part was just about lattes.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I don't want to hear it.
Well, that was our deep dive into accidental racist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that Brad Paisley is such a pussy and he goes to Starbucks.
And
it really is the worst thing about the song.
Racist on top of it.
Margaret Thatcher, we covered that. I'm just going off this. Maybe we should. Last week, we asked people on Facebook and Twitter to tell us what to talk about.
Yeah.
This week, we were like, that took too long. And now listen to this.
Yeah.
It's awful. You want to talk about guns?
Everybody talking about them. That's all anybody got to talk about.
I guess that bill, they don't know if it's going to pass or not. The only thing left in it is the background check.
I mean, we pretty much won this one, hadn't we?
Hey, that's when they get you, Jackie. You let your guard down for a second. You're like, oh, well, we nipped that in the bud. And the next thing you know, knock, 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 give me them guns, old man, up against the wall.
Well, they better not try it here.
Elian Gonzalez.
Well.
Part 2. Jackie Gonzalez.
Yeah. I ain't coming in here.
And then them parents, you see all them parents from the Newtown shooting?
I try not to look at that stuff because I know it's important, but I don't want to be miserable all the time, so I try not to watch it.
Well, they on there begging people to take.
Well, of course they are. What else you think they'd be doing?
You saying it's just natural?
People get mad at them and everything else. People like hollering at them, say the un-American stuff. You ain't thinking right after your kid get blowed up. If
your kid gets hit by a car and you interview them, they get called to the White House and go on TV and stuff, they're probably going to be like, we should ban cars.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to listen to them.
Yeah, well, they're going through. Somebody got to listen to it. Bless their hearts. But
you're not. I seen some internet comments where people were saying, ship these people off to communist China if they don't like the way things are over here.
Right.
You have more sympathy for the Newtown parents than some internet commenters.
I wouldn't go that far. I think they're misguided. I think they're being used, and that's pitiful. But
sort of temporarily insane.
Well,
you should just ignore anything they say, probably for like 5 years until they get over it.
Some people mourn for a long time, so I don't know. I bless their hearts. I feel terrible for them, but
well, let's say you got a kid who rides a horse, and the kid's riding the horse, and the kid falls off that horse, and the horse steps on him.
Yeah.
Maybe in the face. Well, used to what they'd do is they'd go like, I'll be right back, and they'd come out with that gun, they'd shoot that horse.
Put the horse down for doing something like that, yeah. So, but you don't shoot every horse in the barn you got.
But if Obama called Horse Daddy in and said, what should we do? Like horse steps on face. Dad shoots horse.
Yeah.
Obama gets on the phone. Hey, come up here. We want you to advise us on policy. I get up there like a day later. What should we do about horses stepping on kids' faces? And that dad says, I think you should shoot all the horses. That's what he might say.
He might say in that state of mind, yeah. But if he put his own horse down, he had more horses, and usually common sense comes involved. But in certain cases,
after 3 or 4 horses, hopefully he wakes up a little bit like, I need to stop it.
Yeah. But Obama, he go up there and tell him,
I wonder if
use him, be misguided. It'd be him and Obama all over the country shooting horses in the face.
Maybe all of Obama's advisors have just gone through a horrible tragedy.
That may be that. Well, they're advisors for Obama. How? I ain't gonna compare it to nothing, but that's pretty bad as far as I'm concerned.
But background check, we won't even have to do background check. It looks
they ain't gonna do that. No, they ain't gonna do nothing. I mean, if it helps them get through this horrible experience they've been through, it may give them something to do. But I would recommend just going home and mourning, and not, just don't wear yourself out any more than you need to be. Bless your hearts.
That's good, sympathetic, but still not listening to them. That's a good, heartfelt position, Jackie.
That's just, how I feel about the situation.
Like they're full of shit, but they've been through a lot.
They've been through it. They've been through as bad a thing as it is.
As possible.
Yeah.
But that does not mean I need to listen to what they tell me to do with my guns.
Again.
And I don't own guns.
Some people mourn longer than others.
They'll probably, you wouldn't want to be on. I tell you what, if I get mad at somebody, I go on Facebook, like in the heat of the moment. I say some embarrassing stuff.
Man, I don't get on there. That's another reason. You do something silly, it's on that computer forever.
Or if I'm drunk and remember it, and I get sad and get on Facebook and start, hey.
All right.
Lindsay, what you doing? Remember when you used to touch it?
I knew where this going. All right, I don't want to hear you talk about Lindsay or nothing.
So, sometimes it's best just to take a day or a few years for you and let the emotions filter out of your system. Yeah. Rush Limbaugh said exactly the same thing you said, Jackie.
Well,
he said Obama is using these parents as props, as human shields, actually. That the anti-gun people are using them as human shields.
Well,
that's a good idea. Actually, human shields. Like, instead of having armed guards in schools, Just hire a bunch of human shields.
All them Hollywood elite people that sit there and then tell us gun owners whether we can have guns or make fun of us, look down on us instead of having bodyguards.
They should just have human shields.
A bunch of human damn shields.
We could have armed guards and human shields, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, that's job creation.
we need jobs right now. You may be listening to this human shield thing. May be we need jobs, Lord knows, and we need to do something about the gun issue. Besides, take the guns away. Like I don't know anybody gonna do that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It also could be
human shield. That sounds like a great first step on the path to citizenship.
there. You go. There's three things. Look on this podcast we solved in this country.
And who among us would not throw themselves in the path of a bullet meant for Johnny or Susie?
Everybody in their right mind would.
And you'd just be getting paid for it.
Yeah.
So human shields. Thanks, Rush Limbaugh, for that great job.
Well, he has his moments.
So human shields, Rush Limbaugh, guns, Margaret Thatcher, accidental racist. What else you want to talk about, Jackie?
That's it as far as I'm concerned.
Nothing else in the news, North Korea?
It's the
Every
same
week
thing.
we never want to talk about North Korea.
Well, what are you gonna say? They're just crazy, and they want somebody to talk about them. They want to feel like they serve a purpose in the world, and nobody gonna talk to them otherwise unless they just make a bunch of noise. They win it. It's like a big baby crying, like I said.
Oh, speaking of baby crying, Marco Rubio was on all the Sunday shows this morning talking about path to citizenship. The big thirsty baby.
Yeah.
They was saying, it's amnesty, ain't it? And he go, no, it's
sure,
not amnesty.
Yeah.
That's how he talks. And that's all we got on that. Stacy Campfield, you want to talk about him, that little kid?
Yeah, he didn't look too good on. Somebody put it on news on a computer. Him.
Stacy Campfield, he's here in Tennessee. He introduced a law that if you kid did bad in school, you wouldn't get your welfare, like parental involvement. He was 2 PTA meetings.
And, grade point average to keep the grades up,
If your grades go south,
you lose all the
cheese.
Yeah.
And so what they did this week, and, everybody's like, well, we don't like new ideas. And they just stick their fingers in their ears.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear somebody coming up with creative solutions to today's problems.
It seemed like there's two things he's trying to, like we just did there, two things to solve at one time. So
I'm sure people thought NASA was crazy when he said, let's go to the moon.
yeah. Well, I still do. NASA wants you to think he's been to the moon. Hell.
Jackie.
Ain't nobody been to the moon. If we'd been to the moon, it'd still be there. We don't have to go down this road, but I'm telling you right now.
People always say you can't put the genie back in the bottle.
Yep.
Gay marriage, whatever. Seems like you're right. If we went to the moon, there'd be a Starbucks up there. Brad
I
Paisley
wouldn't
in
be.
there.
Yeah, somebody be playing a concert, pay-per-view, this and that, wrestling, WWE. I'd watch that. That'd be. I wish
Wrestling
we were
on the moon.
I wish we were on the moon, but we ain't.
So Stacy Campfield told this. They sent this little girl up there, and I said, Stacy, they got a little kid out there. They're gonna try to trick you. She's black.
Did you talk to him? What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
I know he written this email or whatever you said it was. Stacey
You know
Campfield,
I'm an advisor to Stacy Campfield now.
What?
Yeah, he hired me as an advisor.
Oh, hell. When did he do that?
Months ago. A lot of these ideas he's come up with originated right here in the
What?
brain of Dunlap.
Oh.
Jackie, if he keeps following my advice, I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about President Campfield in 2016.
Oh, hell. I always want to run somebody for president.
Well, yeah, I tried to run you for president. That's ridiculous. Now I'm running Stacy Campfield.
Well,
And he is going to mop the floor with Hillary Clinton. Can you even imagine that debate? Stacy Campfield versus Hillary Clinton?
so we got to run somebody against her. Yeah. I as well be Campfield, yeah.
So I put my arm around him. I said, Stacy, they are really gunning for you with this one. They got a cute little girl. On top of that, she's black. It's the cutest little black girl you ever seen. She's going to be like, hey, Stacy, I got to talk to you about this mess. I mean, son, you are talking nonsense. Now, what you need to do is you need to go out there. As soon as you see her, put your hand right over her face, push her down.
Hey.
That is that sends a message.
That's terrible advice.
No nonsense.
What? He didn't do no such a thing. I saw him on there. He just walked briskly away.
Well, that was her second. I said, and if you can't, like if she's too fast for you and you can't get your hand over her face, just say, I don't like it when people use kids as props, and then walk away smiling, but fast. And just keep walking. And if she follows you.
Is people using kids, I don't know what's worse, using a dead kid for a prop or using a live little black girl for a prop. I don't know what's worse. That's liberals for you right there.
Well, I think it's racist, Jackie. It doesn't matter whether they're black or white. It's
worse. You just said it was a black little girl. You said they got the best black little girl.
I'm thinking of the optics. It looks a little...
Well, that's what I mean. You're still using her as a prop.
You just
dead kids. I'll be saying right now, bless his hearts. I don't know what all the colors of the Newtown kids were. I don't know. Doesn't matter. You're right. When it comes to that don't make a difference.
Well, I will say in favor of a live girl, she can follow you up and down the halls and make things look awful on the 5 o'clock news.
Well, she did that, yeah.
So more power to her. I guess she wins this contest. If things don't work out with Stacy, I may talk to her about 2016. Because I'll give her credit. She was tenacious.
Well, they told her how to do that.
I think she's still following Stacy Campfield. I called him last night, and he's like, I think she's still out there. I'm like, what, in the driveway? He's like, yeah.
He's scared to death.
He's scared to death. He's paranoid now. They got to him. I'm like, Stacy Campfield, Stacy, you have got to toughen up, man.
Well, yeah.
If we're going to take this all the way to world conquest,
can't be running from little girls.
You can't let this little girl get in your head like this.
Yeah.
They're going to throw all kinds of children at you on the campaign trail. All different races.
Yeah.
The cutest little kids you can find, and they're going to send them up to you, and they're going to go, ask him why he hates gay people. Ask him why he wants to take food away from poor kids. Ask him this, ask him that. And you've got to learn to put your big freckled hand over their little face and shove them in the goddamn dirt.
He can't watch your language. He can't be shoving little kids around. All he can do is try to talk to them, change their mind, explain things to them, explain why things, are so bad these days. I know it's hard, but, break down stories. There's a way you can explain to a child, you can't talk to them in an adult way. You gotta bend over and get on their eye level and talk in their way.
I said, no, Jackie, crouching looks terrible on camera. Never
not
crouch.
When you get crouching down to talk to a little kid. Explain things to them. If they say, ask him about why you hate gays, he said, let me tell you, now, a long time ago, there was a monkey. When you say birds and the bees, you don't say, adult word for it. Like, when you're talking to a little kid and the man and the monkey, and that's where the AIDS come from.
That's actually not half bad.
That's what, he'd be answering the question the way he feels about something, but he'd be talking to him on their level.
That's actually not half bad. And I wonder if I could start up a YouTube channel just called Stacy Campfield Talks to Children. And he just tells, on their level, he talks about AIDS, homosexuality, and why they don't need welfare.
Well, if you really running his campaign, that wouldn't hurt him.
That's not bad. What's the vote? You can vote when you're like 12, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
15. No, wait. 17.
I'll throw this out in a meeting, and we'll see what the others think. But that's a lot of trouble. To me personally, It's just easier to push them down in the dirt.
Well, you
But
can't be doing
I
that
see
running
where
for
you're
office.
coming from.
You can't treat children like that. That's probably why you wound up the way you are. People shoving you down all the time. You got to, get down, try to nurture, help children. Stacy Campfield's got a lot to teach children.
I learned when I got pushed down in the dirt that you need to get right back up again. Or possibly just lay there in the dirt the rest of the afternoon.
Well,
Sometimes it's cool and comfortable in the dirt.
well,
But I told Stacy Campfield, because he was like, why don't I just talk to her? He was talking like you, like, why don't I put her on my knee? I said, don't touch her unless you're going to hurt her.
well, you got beat. That's what I'm saying. You don't touch good or bad. There's no touching it. Children,
No
you don't
touching
know.
the
You don't
kids
do
today.
that. Not in this day and age. You crouch down.
You can
and
hit
talk
them.
to them. You can't hit them. No, you don't hit kids.
But you cannot, put your arm around them lovingly. That will not fly. That would be the worst. That's actually the worst photo that could have come out of this is Stacy Campfield with his arm around that little girl.
Yep.
I'm so glad that didn't happen. That's what he wanted to do. He said, I'm just going to talk to her and maybe we can I'll ask her how her grades are, and I'll tell her my concerns and about parental involvement in schools. And I said, first of all, you don't want to hurt her, but you want to bore her to death.
Well, if you're just trying to get away, yeah.
And
Kids' interests should, go out the window.
So he's learning to listen to me. You guys, you guys start him out.
Well, tell him I said
Slow.
hi. I didn't know you was talking to him in that manner, but yeah, you be sure to tell old.
He's my puppet.
Yeah.
The next time you hear Stacy Campfield in the news, just remember
Who's pulling the strings? Yeah.
he's doing my bidding.
Well, I'd advise him against that, but y'all
Well,
go on back.
I am doing the advising.
All right.
You missed your chance.
I don't want no chance. Hell.
Stacy Campfield, 2016. You can send all your donations to me, made out to me, care of me,
All right.
Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 37129.
All right.
And I guess that's everything written on these napkins.
Yep.
So everybody lit next week.
We're not doing no sponsors this week, and we're going to tell you why.
We're not doing any sponsors this week.
Yeah, because next week's all sponsors.
But I talked to TT Slot, and she was going to.
Oh,
All right.
don't.
She can wait 3 weeks.
Next week, you going out of town, so when you click on and start listening, it says all the sponsors we ever had all together.
It is 21 episodes of sponsors.
Yeah.
All the sponsors we've ever had.
And in our absence, and then we'll be back week after that.
2-3 hours of sponsors. Don't feel like you need to listen to it all at once.
Yeah.
Birdman, TT Slot, The Glory Hole, Coley's Snack Foods,
We've had a bunch of good ones, yeah.
Wizard Beards,
Oh, well, I don't know about that one.
Wet Breads,
Wet bread's good. I love my wet bread, good and wet, yeah.
Jockeys.
Um,
No, Jickeys.
there you go.
Not Jockeys.
No. Bring that up. They would never be a sponsor on here. Jockeys would never.
All your favorite sponsors.
Yeah.
2-3 hours worth.
Yep, so yeah, and
Best of Red State Update podcast. All sponsors edition.
yeah.
And keep reviewing us on iTunes.
Go on there and rate and reviews, what they say. Rate review.
Rate, review us.
Anything you ever want us to talk about, or something you think we need to know about, post it on her.
Facebook, Twitter. Let us know what you
All
want
that
us to talk
stuff.
about.
Yeah.
Tell your friends. Maybe don't let them listen to this particular episode.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe want to introduce them something
May
else.
not be the strongest one to start them off with.
Yeah.
I got going on a brainstorming retreat with the Stacy Campfield Brain Trust.
Yeah. That's how
The
you,
Inner Circle.
you said that earlier. I thought you was joking. I didn't know you was really.
Jackie, I
Work with 'em.
am a political mastermind.
Well,
I'm the Karl Rove of Stacy Campfield.
yeah.
So you just wait.
I'll wait. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I proved to me he's a good candidate so far. I don't have nothing against him. He's been kind enough to say hi. Say he likes us. So that's sweet of him. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He likes us, and Carl Rove likes us.
Yeah.
Those are the only two people we've ever heard from.
They got some, yeah.
Carl Rove.
Yeah. Send us a letter, yeah.
And Stacy Campfield.
Yeah.